Now we're going to be installing this tail light, and basically we're just going to be soldering or connecting these wires onto the previously existing brake light and turn signal wires. Supposedly this brake light also incorporates turn signals, like half of them are supposed to turn yellow or something like that. Not too sure. We're gonna all figure out once everything's connected to its proper connection. And how I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna use one of these voltage identifiers, or I'm not sure what they're called, but basically I'm just gonna turn this on. You know, we're gonna run like the brake light by activating the brakes, see which basically I'm not too sure how I'm gonna do this, but how I assume it's gonna go is I'm just gonna test out, you know, each function, each turn signal, the brake light, just to figure out what wire does what. And then we're just gonna solder these wires from this. And then since I already ordered a fender, but it's not supposed to come in for a while, for the time being, just so I can ride the motorcycle, I'm just gonna have this zip tied or something like that underneath here. It's pretty sketchy, but as long as it holds and it does its function, then it should be more than safe enough to start riding on the streets. But I'm just gonna continue and finish up the whole wiring process. So I finally have everything wired up. Still gonna go and solder it and, you know, basically tape it up with electrical tape and everything just to make it look pretty. But I mean, for the time being, I just zip tied the brake light onto these springs right here. Soon when the fender comes, I'll be bolting this up underneath the fender, but for the time being, I mean, it kind of moves, so I'm gonna try to tie it up a little tighter, but I mean, it doesn't move out of place. And just to show you how the turn signals look, that's the left. So one thing that I don't like is when you hit the brakes, the brake light kind of goes away like how it is and shows the turn signal light. But I mean, it looks okay in my opinion, and it's gonna be kind of hard to show you the brake light, but I mean, since it's LEDs, it's actually pretty bright. I'm not sure how bright it comes up on the camera, but that's how the brake light looks, and this is the right turn signal right there. So overall, it looks amazing. I'll leave a link down in the description of where I ended up purchasing this brake light. It's made for Harley Davidson Sportsters. That's why it has this like curvature shape. It's supposed to fit the the rear fender and everything like that. That's why it has this curvature, supposed to fit underneath the fender of the Sportsters. And I mean, for the time being, it looks good like that. And just because the fender's not supposed to come in for another month, you know, how am I not gonna ride this motorcycle for a whole month? You know, it's impossible. But I needed the brake light, so I just mounted it with zip ties just for the time being. And so far it looks pretty good. I actually like that. I kind of like how it has that floating look, but obviously if you look close, you just see it's zip ties holding it up. So I mean, from a distance it looks really cool, but close up, then you know, you can kind of see that it doesn't look as cool. Let me turn that off. And I mean, overall, I mean, when it's turned off, looks nice. It has that smoked tail light finish. So this is gonna be the install of this brand new LED headlight. Now what I just did was I just removed the old OEM one that comes with the factory halogen. I do like that it's glass though. I mean, might not be good if a rock hits it, but I mean, this one's plastic, so I guess you won't run into that issue. But it was actually very simple. You just unscrew that with a Phillips head screw, which will loosen up this bracket and in turn loosen up the whole headlight, and you just unplug it. Now, I haven't read the instructions that well, but I mean, just looking at this connector looks like it fits into that connector. So just going to go like that and plug it in. Voila, done, just like that. So I'm just gonna leave it like that and just gonna turn it on just to see if it works. Oh, all right. Well, I mean, it's that pretty simple, but I got this one because it comes with a factory, well, not factory, a halo LED, you could say. I mean, you can kind of see the white halo. Now, I'm assuming that comes from these. I'm guessing one of them's a positive and one's a negative. I'm just guessing at this point. I'm not sure how to connect this though. I'm just gonna assume, I'm gonna first read the instructions, but I'm guessing I might have to tap it into one of these wires, or I'll just have to tap it into another wire, probably a running light. I'm gonna just go read the instructions real quick. So what I did right here was I just tapped it in to a constant voltage right there, taped it up, and you know, everything's working now. Now I'm just gonna go and bolt up the light. All right, so already got everything hooked up. Already not wired up, but bolted up the bottom piece that holds in the whole light bulb, and it just looks like this. Kind of hard to see, but you can see it has like that LED halo ring on top of the 3 bulbs there, and for the high beam it just goes like that, and I guess it switches off the halo just for the high beam, I guess, to conserve the energy. I'm not sure, but when you turn it back onto regular, that's how it is. And now to just continue with the whole LED theme, we're gonna be installing these LED turn signals / daytime running lights. It's very simple. It just comes with the wires, positive, negative, and I think the daytime running light. So 3 wires. Just gonna hook it up until here. Just gonna cut this and then just bring the wire down here or down here. I'm still deciding on that. I'm not sure if it looks better here, or probably not here just because of the whole shock, but I'm thinking down lower just so it's more visible to everyone compared to if it was like up here. You know, yeah, it might look better because it's like more hidden, but it might be blocked with the headlight. So I'm thinking of doing it right here, and it just comes with 3M and a zip tie, so it should be very easy. And just gotta wire it up same way that I wired up the headlight, and same way that I wired up the tail light over there. I have this side installed, and I'll show you what it kind of looks like. So you turn it on, that's the daytime running light. It's a white LED. Okay, not actually sure why that happened. I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, I thought I wired and soldered everything correctly. Might just be something, but I mean, once you press the turn signal, it's supposed to look like that. I like how it goes, you know, 1 by 1. However, one thing that I don't like is it kind of activates this kind of hyper flash thing, especially with the rear tail light. And you can see up front here, it kind of has that, you know, flashing a bunch of times. On the front, it's not as bad. I mean, it's okay, I would say. But if you guys do know how to fix that, I mean, leave something down in the comments. But I mean, I've heard it's not too bad, but it's just usually, I think, something with the wires not having the proper voltage or something like that. It's not terrible, just because I can always go back to the old bulbs, you know, or go with something that works a little better. But just got these off of Amazon just to kind of clean up the bike a little bit. And I mean, you can kind of see that hyper flash going on, but I mean, we'll turn that off. Just, yeah, it just goes back to the daytime running lights, and obviously there it shuts off. I'm not sure how well I like these. I like that they're bright, and I like that they're more visible to be seen compared to the regular halogen style bulbs. But there is that, you know, obviously that hyper flash issue that I'm gonna try to fix, hopefully with something. I'll do some more research on it, but I mean, for the most part, they look okay. So I mean, if you're looking for looks and that they work-ish, you know, it's definitely something that's good to look into. It's only, I think, $10 or something like that, so it's not expensive at all. And you know, it's not like you threw your money down the drain, you know, it's only 10 bucks, you know. So I'm just gonna go and continue and install the other ones on the other side, and let's just see how those go. Hopefully it's not as hard.